How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
This is You know what really gets a party started? Indoor baseball. Yeah, just find a broom or a pool cue, and you can use like anything as a ball. Cans, bottles, shoes. Hey bro, toss me that avocado.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Fort Wayne sports fans have craved for one, and now we'll deliver local talk on local sports. The Sports Rush. And bringing it to you every weekday at 4. The voice of high school football and basketball.
Diving catch, touchdown!
And the IPFW Mastodons, Brett Rump.
3 on the way. Got it!
He'll cover your coaches, your kids, your sports for Fort Wayne, Northern Indiana, Indy, and more. Listen every weekday at 4. It's the Sports Rush with Brett Rump, only on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM and at ESPNFortWayne.com. It's time for high school basketball on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. Now let's go courtside for all the action.
Of the national anthem to bring us into high school boys basketball for a Tuesday night from Homestead High School. It's the Columbia City Eagles and the Homestead Spartans. Good evening, everyone. Glad to have you on board for a Tuesday night of high school basketball being presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. Tonight, the Columbia City Eagles come in with an 11-4 record to Homestead. Perhaps a surprise in the SAC. Homestead is 7-3 in this non-conference battle here at Homestead. Two teams formerly of the same conference, formerly both of the NHC, before Columbia City helped to create a new conference, the Northeast 8. Homestead and Carroll joined the Summit Athletic Conference. Chris Benedict, the veteran coach for Columbia City in his 18th year, 282 wins, 129 losses at Columbia City, 363 overall wins in 24 years of coaching. Chris Johnson, the 17th year coach at Homestead, 22 years overall. He has 255 wins as a Spartans head coach, 335 wins overall. These two teams have played 35 times over the last 30 years. Homestead's won 24. Columbia City has won 11. The last time the two teams met, almost exactly 1 year ago, Homestead was a 72-58 winner over the Columbia City Eagles. Time now to check the starting lineups. First for the Columbia City Eagles. They are the visitors wearing their burgundy uniforms with gold letters and numbers. Cooper Parrish is a senior guard at 5'11". Matt Benedict is a 6-foot guard. He's a senior, along with Brocken Hazen, who's a 6'8 forward. The senior is joined by his brother Parker Hazen, the junior at 6'7", on the front line, along with Robert Warwick, a 6'2 forward, a senior. It's a veteran team for Columbia City. Meanwhile, for the Homestead Spartans, they will start Jacob Wolfkale, a senior at 6 foot. Jack Ferguson is a 6'2 junior guard. Taj Curry, the experienced 6'3 senior who will jump it up to start the game. Parker Mangus is a junior at 6'2. And Brandon Durnell, their big man, a 6'6 junior, playing the post. Columbia City wins the tip. They're going right to left as we look at it courtside. On the perimeter, there's Parrish. Feeding over on the wing to Benedict. Up top, Warwick at the top of the key. Throws on the left wing to Parker Hazen. Now top of the key where Parrish sends it over to Warwick. Outside, Hazen down low to his brother. Now it's Parker Hazen feeding the low post, and it's stolen away. Homestead will get a steal, and Taj Curry into the front court for the Spartans wearing the home white uniforms. Bounce pass right to the low post. Durnell misses a left-handed jump hook, and on the rebound, a foul on Brandon Durnell, the 6'6 junior for Homestead, one of the few Spartans to provide any kind of size to match up with the 6'7 and 6'8 Hazen brothers for Columbia City. 50 seconds into this one, scoreless between the Columbia City Eagles and the Homestead Spartans. Warwick up top to Parker Hazen, back to Warwick. He'll step up to the elbow, 15-footers off the iron, no good. Rebound to Jack Ferguson of Homestead. Front court, Jacob Wolfkale. Now it's Taj Curry standing in the center circle. Near sideline to Wolfkale. Top of the key, Durnell pops out. Throws to the left wing. It's right through the hands of Ferguson, but it goes to Homestead. Spartans reset. Wolfkale toward the corner. Down low to Durnell. Reverses under the basket, and on the shot fake, he got his man in the air and a whistle. And now we'll find out if they call it on the shot. It's a goaltend, and it is a goaltend. Count the basket. And Brandon Durnell a chance at a three-point play. Hazen couldn't resist going up. He thought the whistle was before the shot. But they'll give Brandon Durnell the bucket and one at the free throw line. The foul is the first on Parker Hazen of Columbia City. Durnell hits the foul shot. 3-0 Spartans, 6:33 left first quarter here at Homestead. Columbia City 11-4. Homestead 7-3. Front court, Warwick on the wing to Parrish. Down low, posting back to the basket. Brocken Hazen. He drives baseline and finishes with a two-handed flush. 3-2. Spartans the lead in the basketball as they slowly work it left to right. Taj Curry runs the point. Curry on the dribble to the left. Hands off to Ferguson. Wolfkale, right angle. Takes it to the foul line. Down the lane. Floats it up and got it off glass. 5-2 Spartans. 5:55 left our opening quarter. Right wing to Warwick. Up top near the center circle. It's Cooper Parrish on the dribble to the left angle. Back up top between the rings. Parker Hazen. Now it's in the corner to Warwick. Backdoor cut. Brocken Hazen. Collision underneath. He feeds across the lane to Parker Hazen, who had it blocked. Here comes Homestead the other way. Wolfkale hands it off Ferguson. In the corner, Durnell. His three ball short, but he chased down to his own rebound and then threw it away in the lane. And Columbia City will have the basketball. Benedict slowly on the dribble to the left, picks up the dribble and then throws top of the key to Brocken Hazen. On the dribble, Robert Warwick bounces at baseline for Parker Hazen. He had trouble handling it, and it's a turnover, a travel. Called on Parker Hazen. That turnover gives the ball to Homestead with the Spartans leading at 5-2. 5:02 remaining our opening quarter. Non-conference Tuesday night high school basketball. A small crowd out here at Homestead. For boys basketball action, of course, the girls number 1 in the state until this week, now ranked number 2 after their defeat in Chicago on Saturday. There's a drive. Taj Curry off the glass with the left hand, no good. Rebound, Columbia City. Eagles quickly front court where Benedict feeds the low post. Hazen cutting down the lane. Warwick lost the handle. It goes right back to Hazen, and Brock and Hazen misses a short jumper, middle of the lane. Here comes Homestead on the run. Long lead pass Wolfkale, cut off up top. It goes to Ferguson. His 3 from outside the top of the key, no good. Rebound tip grabbed by Homestead. Underneath, Durnell on the low block, looks for a cutter. Ferguson cuts down the lane. The bounce pass hit him in the ankles, goes out of bounds in the corner, and it belongs to Columbia City. 4:15 remaining, our opening quarter, and the Homestead Spartans a 5-2 lead over the Columbia City Eagles. Matchup of 2 of the veteran coaches in the area. Chris Benedict of Columbia City and another Chris Johnson for Homestead. Hazen drives in the lane, attacks, puts it up with the left hand and missed it. And Durnell, the rebound for the Spartans, quickly front court. Jack Ferguson slows it down on the right wing. Between the rings, Taj Curry. Wolfkale to the corner to Mangus. All the way around the horn to the right wing to Jack Ferguson. Man-to-man defense for the Eagles. Ferguson will hold the ball, not guarded closely by Benedict. Now posting Curry down in the low block. He'll throw up top to Ferguson. Right wing to Durnell. Clock continues to run. 3:30 left in the quarter. 5-2 Homestead. A drive, a pull-up, and Wolfkale hits from 12 feet on the right angle. 7-2 Spartans. Clock goes down to 3:15, and it runs here in the first quarter. Columbia City front court and a hand check called on Jacob Wolfkale. That'll be foul number 1 against the Homestead Spartans. Correction, number 2 on the Spartans as a team. First one on Wolfkale. Approaching 3 minutes left in our opening quarter. 7-2. Spartans lead it over the Eagles. And Columbia City with the basketball in their front court. Benedict between the circles. Flips it right of the circle to Warwick. Skip pass into the corner, and it's thrown away. Turnover, we'll give it to Homestead with 2:57 remaining first quarter. 7-2. Homestead leads it over the Columbia City Eagles. 2 teams combined 18-7 on the year. Homestead, of course, coming off their state championship. A depleted lineup. Almost everybody from that team that played graduated or did not play basketball this year. Taj Curry about the only holdover, but this team has gotten off to a good start. Had a big win against Snyder in conference play on Friday night. Curry with a miss at one end. Now Columbia City front court. 3-ball from the top of the key. No good for Ryan Mosher. And quickly the other way. Homestead turns it into a layup by Taj Curry. And the Spartans out to a 9-2 advantage with 2:21 on the clock in the opening quarter. There's a timeout on the floor called by Columbia City. We'll take a break. You're listening to high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM. Feel the rumble. Thursday night, January 21st, the IPFW men's basketball team returns to the Gates Center for a Summit League showdown with North Dakota State. Tickets for this huge matchup start at just $7. IPFW students get in free. Join the Stampede for IPFW men's basketball Thursday, January 21st, starting at 7 o'clock against North Dakota State. Get your tickets today at the Gates Center box office or online. We are Fort Wayne. We are Mastodons.
Now back to high school basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Late first quarter, and Homestead's gotten out to a 9-2 lead over the Columbia City Eagles here at Homestead High School. I am Brett Rump. D.C., the capital, working back in the ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM studios. Hazen takes it to the basket. Short jumper, no good by Brock and Hazen. And the rebound to Homestead. Kick out. Mangus up top, Ferguson, left wing to Curry. Top of the key, Durnell gives it off to Parker Mangus. Top of the key, he's left alone and drains a 3-ball. 12-2, 10-point lead for Homestead. Minute 40, clock runs late, first quarter. Benedict Gives it off to Bechtold. Now Bechtold between the circles, down low post to Parker Hazen as he goes up between two Spartans. A whistle and a foul called by Joe Rondo, one of our 3 officials working tonight's contest. This one is on Brandon Durnell, and that will be foul number 2 on the big man. It's going to force Chris Johnson to go to his bench, where he summons Eric Martin, a 6'3" senior forward, into the game for the 6'6" junior Brandon Durnell. Homestead just got a lot smaller now with the Hazens in there, 6'7" and 6'8". See if they take advantage down in the low block. Homestead will go at him physical in the low post. There's Brocken at the elbow. On the wing, it goes to Parker Hazen, and as he goes to drive, there's a foul on the perimeter called on Eric Martin. Martin really bumping around with Parker Hazen, and picks up his first foul. 1:16 remains, opening quarter, 12-2. Homestead leads it over Columbia City. Now the Eagles. Bechtold throws it baseline to Hazen. Up top to Benedict. Pull up from the elbow. Good for Benedict. Matt Benedict, the senior guard, 6-footer, breaks a dry spell for the Columbia City Eagles. They'd given up 9 straight to Homestead before hitting that bucket. Now we go into the last minute of the first quarter with Homestead still leading 12-4. And here's a drive, and all the way to the basket. No one picks up Jacob Wolfkale. He lays it in. He's got 6 in the quarter. It's 14-4, 32 seconds. Hazen down low. Brocken Hazen outside. Bechtold top of the key. 3-ball off the mark, but Parker Hazen offensive rebound, had it stripped away, but it went back to Columbia City with 19 seconds. Benedict near sideline, takes it high half court, and then skips it far wing. Bechtold to Benedict. Down to the last 10 seconds. Columbia City appears to be spreading the floor to play for the last shot. Down in the low post. Hazen double team, sends it outside. 3 on the way by Mosher. No good as the horn sounds. And the first quarter comes to an end. Homestead dominating here after 8 minutes, leading at 14-4 over the Columbia City Eagles. It's high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380.
Hey, are you having a party for the big basketball tournament again this year?
No, my wife said she hated all those people invading her kitchen.
I had that same problem until I got my basement remodeled in my new wet bar by Serenity Kitchen and Bath.
Serenity Kitchen and Bath? I didn't know they built wet bars and entertainment areas.
Serenity Kitchen and Bath is known for their high-quality kitchen and bath upgrades. But did you know they can renovate your basement into the entertainment area you've always wanted? They're experts on remodeling basements and building wet bars, wine racks, and even wine cellars that can accommodate your entire collection of fine wine. With more than 20 years in the construction industry, the designers at Serenity Kitchen and Bath can make your dream become a reality. They're so confident in their installation, they provide a 5-year warranty on your entire project and a lifetime warranty on all tile work. Additionally, the owner personally inspects every job to ensure your satisfaction. The big basketball tournament is right around the corner, so don't delay. Book now to ensure completion before the big games. Learn more at SerenityKitchenandBath.com or call 749-7028. You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Fred Rump back at Homestead High School with the Spartans leading at 14-4 as we start our second quarter. Columbia City just knocked the ball away from Jack Ferguson. It was off Homestead before going out of bounds, so the Columbia City Eagles will get the basketball, trailing Homestead 14-4, 11 seconds into the second quarter. Spartans had an early 3-0 lead. Then a 9-point run gave them a 12-2 advantage before Columbia City scored. Now it's 14-4, back to the 10-point lead. Top of the key, 3 on the way. No good by Parrish, and the long rebound taken by Homestead's Eric Martin. He'll outlet to Ferguson. Top of the key to Taj Curry. Throws to his right. to Mangus. Top of the key, bounces it on the left wing to Taj Curry, who picks up the dribble and then had the ball stripped away by Warwick. A battle for it. It goes out of bounds, and it was touched by Taj Curry on the sideline. A turnover for Homestead gives it to Columbia City. And Chris Johnson is not happy about the turnover. 7:13 remains in the second quarter. 14-4. Homestead leading it over Columbia City. These two teams both coming off wins over the weekend. Columbia City defeated Canterbury 56-52, while Homestead got a win on their home floor against Snyder. A big win in the SAC standings because it puts Homestead into first place in the Summit Athletic Conference. But Homestead will have a tough road trip coming up Friday into Northside High School, and we will be there for Homestead Northside boys basketball Friday night, our game of the week, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM. Front court for Columbia City. Parrish on the wing to Warwick. Top of the key. Bechtold will send it on the wing. Now low post. Hazen got around the man on a little curl to the baseline and slams it home with two hands. Parker Hazen, his first bucket, and the lead for Homestead cut to 14-6. Minute 20 into our second quarter. Top of the key for Martin, handing off to Wolfkale. He'll dribble to his right and throw right wing to Taj Curry. Back up between the circles. Mangus, left wing to Wolfkale. Takes to the elbow, flips on the wing to Curry. Cross courts it to Mangus. Now Curry comes out and gets it on the right wing. Man-to-man defense by the Eagles. Top of the key, Mangus. A three. Hit one from there earlier. Misfires this time. Rebound Columbia City. Eagles quickly on the dribble into the front court. Bechtold, crossover, baseline drive, and he got bumped on his way to the basket. And it looks like it might be foul number 2 on Wolfkale. Jacob Wolfkale picks up his second. He becomes the second Spartan to have 2 fouls, joining Brandon Durnell, and he will also take a trip to the seating in the front row, reserved for Homestead players. Coming into the game for the Spartans, Chase Neiswanger, 6'1" junior guard. And a 3-ball fired from the left wing. No good by Cooper Parrish, the senior guard for Columbia City. Rebound goes to Homestead. Ferguson front court, top of the key, cut off. Outside Mangus, left wing to Martin. Top of the key. Neiswanger, left-hander, got a 3 look and missed it. Rebound underneath to Parker Hazen of Columbia City. He'll give it to Bechtold, who dribbles quickly front court on the right wing. Top of the key to Warwick. Left side Hazen, now near sideline to Parrish. All the way around the perimeter. Bechtold down low. Posting is Warwick. Nice fake. Up with the shot. Curry got the block and a lead whistle. That'll be a foul. And it came late from the official under the basket. It's on Taj Curry, team foul number 6, and the first one whistled against the Homestead senior 6'3" guard Taj Curry. Free throws awarded to Robert Warwick. No good. 14-6. 5:32 remaining here in the first half at Homestead. Spartans an 8-point lead at the line for Columbia City. Robert Warwick is a 6'2" senior forward for Chris Benedict's Columbia City Eagles. 3 bounces, a spin of the ball, and the flip with the right hand, and he missed both free throws, and the rebound, Taj Curry. Under 5.5. Columbia City now with full court pressure, and the Homestead Spartans throw over the top. Neiswanger down low, a pass across the lane to Martin. He'll bounce it up to the elbow where Mangus hits a 15-footer. Parker Mangus with 5 points, 16-6. It is a 10-point lead for the Homestead Spartans. Front court for Columbia City. Brock and Hazen from the left wing to the baseline. Back up on the wing to Warwick. Rotated around the perimeter. Far side to Carson Reed. Warwick finds a shooter on the wing. The 3-ball by Benedict. The left-hander drains it. We know how the Benedicts shoot the 3. We've seen it before. And almost a steal on the full court pressure. Martin in the corner, Ferguson. 3 ball, no. Weak side rebound, all alone to tip it in. Parker Mangus. No box out by Columbia City on the weak side. And Mangus now with 7 points, and it's an 18-9 Homestead lead. Benedict in the front court on the dribble. Spartans go to a zone trap. And a timeout. Seemed to stifle Columbia City. Not sure what to do with that zone trap in the half court. And so Chris Benedict will talk to his team with 4:12 remaining in the second quarter. 18-9 the score. Homestead leads it over to Columbia City. It's high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Love beer, bacon, live music? Then you gotta come out to the Beer and Bacon Fest this Friday night, 6 till 10 at the Memorial Coliseum. Enjoy over 100 brews plus top local restaurants serving up their finest bacon-infused dishes and desserts. And live music all evening. Tickets on sale now. Just $25 or $40 for a pair. Includes admission to the 7th annual Outdoor Lake and Cabin Show at the Coliseum all weekend long. Limited tickets available. Get yours online now at beerbaconfest.org or at the Coliseum ticket office. Don't miss Beer and Bacon Fest this Friday night at the Coliseum.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Out of the timeout, Columbia City basketball. A drive down the lane by Parker Hazen. Ball knocked away. And they are going to give the ball to Columbia City. At first, I think he pointed the wrong way, and then he corrected himself. One of our officials went all the way to the far end and planted under the basket before he realized he was at the wrong end of the floor, and he was the only one down there. Now all the officials are set. Columbia City inbounds, trailing 18-9 with 3:50 and the clock running here in the second quarter. Between the rings, Benedict, left wing, Hazen. Foul line, Warwick, left wing. Bechtold up top to Benedict, back to Bechtold, back to Benedict. Shot fake, steps up to the free throw line. 15-footers, back iron in the lane. High to get the rebound is Parker Hazen. Columbia City will reset. Hazen in the lane, one bounce up with the left hand. Didn't get it, and then he goes over the back of Jack Ferguson and commits the foul. Foul number 2 on Parker Hazen. 6'7" junior forward. Younger brother of Brocken Hazen, who's a 6'8" senior. Homestead basketball, that's the second team foul on Columbia City. 18-9, Spartans lead. On the left wing, Mangus decides not to shoot and rotates it through Niswanger to the right wing to Ferguson. Back to Niswanger, center circle. Right wing now popping out, Eric Martin. Top of the key, the pass intercepted. Parker Hazen, two-handed flush. 18-11. Bad spot to turn the ball over. Now against full court pressure. Curry center circle. Dribbles all the way through trouble into the lane. And as he goes to go up with the ball, it comes out of his hands. Grabbed by Columbia City. And a quick whistle against Taj Curry. And a technical foul called on the Homestead senior. 18-11. Technical foul called on Curry. So the ball slipped out of his hands. He thinks it was arm on the wrist that knocked it away, and apparently he either said or did something that the official pulled the quick trigger and called the technical foul. Now at the free throw line, shooting is Brocken Hazen. And the first free throw is good. Substitutions coming in for Columbia City. Carson Reed, 5'10", senior forward. Replacing Brocken Hazen, or rather Parker Hazen. Now Brocken Hazen at the line. Looks for the free throw. Got it. 18-13. 4 points for Brocken Hazen. Brother Parker has 4 points as well. Columbia City being led by the 5 points scored by Matt Benedict. 2:43 remains second quarter. 18-13 Spartans. Now Columbia City gets the ball. This technical foul on Curry could be huge here in the game, allowing Columbia City to get within a possession. Benedict down low. Hazen double team. Found a man wide open across the lane to Warwick, who lays it in. 4-point possession for the Columbia City Eagles. They have drawn to within 3, a 7-point run, 18-15. Now Homestead breaks full court pressure in the center circle. It's Ferguson. He'll step up behind the arc and hit the three. Jack Ferguson, the junior guard, hit a big shot there for Homestead to extend the margin to 6, 21-15, under 2 minutes to go first half. Bechtold between the circles. Parrish gives it to Benedict. He'll dribble over to the top of the key and throw on the wing to Bechtold. Back to Benedict. Back to Bechtold, right wing. Posting is Hazen, too far from the basket. He feeds in the lane to Warwick, up top to Benedict. Now on the wing to Parrish. Benedict splits the circles. Picks up the dribble, throws right side. Bechtold draws the defense and then throws to Benedict. High post pass to Hazen. Finds a shooter on the wing. That's Parrish. 3-ball, no. Rebound, Parker Mangus of Homestead. 21-15 the score. We're down to a minute 14 remaining in the first half. Ferguson, nice crossover dribble, an ankle breaker. And a foul called as Ferguson drove into the lane. It's on Columbia City's Robert Warwick, 6'2" forward. Picks up his first foul, third on the team, with 1:11 left in the first half. 21-15 the score. Homestead leads it by 6, and the Spartans inbounding under their basket. Throwing it in, Sam Buck, 6'4", sophomore forward. He looks, and finally gets the ball inbounded toward the corner. From Martin. Martin had a collision with Bechtold. The ball comes free and Columbia City has it. Homestead wanted a foul. No whistle. Benedict to the corner. Up top, Bechtold. Parrish, low post pass, goes to Parker Brockenhazen, and he had it knocked out of his hands. It'll be off Homestead, out of bounds. No, it'll be a foul. A foul called on the Homestead Spartans. Eric Martin. Not sure about that one with 51 seconds remaining in the half. It's 21-15. Homestead to the free throw line for the Columbia City Eagles. Brockenhazen, a 6'8" senior forward. Eyes gives an extra dribble and nothing but net. 21-16 into the game for Columbia City. Andrew McFarland makes his first appearance, another senior on this Columbia City squad. 11 of them on Columbia City's varsity. 11 seniors. Hazen hits the second. 21-17, last 48 seconds, full court pressure. Right side, short of the timeline. Martin gives to Ferguson, who dribbles through the middle of the floor to get across the timeline, beat the 10-second count. Now Homestead spreads the half-court offense. Ferguson holds the ball just inside the timeline, 30 seconds. Coming out to pick him up, McFarland defensively. Ferguson on the dribble, down to 25 seconds. A little crossover to the wing, double teamed, and he turned it over. Ball free, and it's going to be Hazen grabbing it in the backcourt. Brockenhazen will give to the guard with 14 seconds. Benedict right across the center of the timeline. Gives to Bechtold. We're down to 7. Bechtold between the rings. His pass deflected and stolen by Ferguson. One-on-one. Ferguson layup. Got it at the horn. And that will end the half. 23-17. Homestead, a 6-point lead over the Columbia City Eagles. Here at the break, you are listening to high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM. Feel the rumble. Thursday night, January 21st, the IPFW men's basketball team returns to the Gig Center. Issues like neck and back pain to workers' comp. And because Mallers and Swarmerland are parents of athletes, they fully understand the importance of a proper recovery and rehabilitation of sports-related injuries. Mallers and Swarmerland Orthopedic Physical Therapy. Your choice for results with 3 convenient Fort Wayne offices. Get more info by visiting msoptherapy.com. That's msoptherapy.com.
Now back to high school basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Ready for the second half here at Homestead High School between the Homestead Spartans and Columbia City Eagles. I am Brett Rump with DC Hendricks, the Capital, running the buttons back in the ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM studios. Columbia City has the ball, trailing by 6. Moving left to right. Pull-up jumper, Benedict from the right angle. A 2-ball from 17 feet for Matt Benedict, and it's cut it to a 4-point game. Benedict with 7. Front court, Homestead breaks the pressure. A driving layup by Ferguson is no good, and the battle for the rebound pulled away by Brock and Hazen of Columbia City. Eagles down by 4 in the front court. Hazen on the wing to Parrish. Up top to Benedict, guarded by Jacob Wolfkale, who spent a good deal of the first half on the bench for 2 fouls. Down low, posting, Brock and Hazen, reverse layup, good. 23-21. We've got a 2-point game, as close as Columbia City's been since it was 3-2. And a pass into the lane, stolen by Columbia City, and the Eagles a chance to tie or take the lead. Just a minute 5 into our second half. Lob under the basket goes to Parker Hazen, and Durnell reached out and pushed him, and it's number 3 on Homestead center, Brandon Durnell. Durnell also spent a lot of pine time in the first half after picking up 2 early fouls. He now has 3, minute 10 into the second half. Front court, Columbia City down by 2. Benedict dribbles all the way up top, takes it to the left, throws back right. Hazen back to the left side to Parrish. Parrish will dribble up the arc into the center circle. Right sideline pass to Benedict. Skips it to the far left wing to Brock and Hazen. Up top to Parrish. Right side to Benedict. Between the circles, Parrish. Benedict, right angle, thought about the launch, didn't take it. High post to Warwick. Back in the corner, Benedict open. 3-ball, got it, and Columbia City takes the lead. 24-23. And a whistle. And a delay of game called on Columbia City's Brock and Hazen. That'll be the warning. So now Columbia City will set up full court pressure with their first lead of the game. 24-23, a 7-point run in the first, minute 48 of our second half. Spartans breaking full court pressure. Right sideline where Mangus takes off on the drive, and he dribbles it out of bounds. Turnover on Homestead. Spartans not coming out with the intensity, energy, and focus to start the second half that Chris Johnson wants to see, and he'll call a timeout. 6:02 remaining, third quarter, 24-23. The Eagles lead it over the Spartans. You're listening to high school basketball on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Love beer, bacon, live music? Then you gotta come out to the Beer and Bacon Fest this Friday night, 6 till 10 at the Memorial Coliseum. Enjoy over 100 brews plus top local restaurants serving up their finest bacon-infused dishes and desserts. And live music all evening. Tickets on sale now. Just $25 or $40 for a pair. Includes admission to the 7th annual Outdoor Lake and Cabin Show at the Coliseum all weekend long. Limited tickets available. Get yours online now at beerbaconfest.org or at the Coliseum ticket office. Don't miss Beer and Bacon Fest this Friday night at the Coliseum.
You're listening to high school basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Columbia City with the ball, leading 24-23 over Homestead. First lead of the game for Columbia City. Pass across the lane to Warwick, who's left open. They double-teamed Hazen in the low block left side, and he threw across the lane to the right block, and Warwick with the layup. It's now 26-23, a 9-0 run to start the third quarter. There's a 3 on the way by Ferguson, no good. Long rebound taken on one bounce by Columbia City's Brock and Hazen. Front court for the Eagles. They lead at 26-23. Clock approaches 5 minutes here in the third. Warwick, bounce pass, goes to Parker Hazen. Baseline, nice move with a fadeaway from 12 feet. No good. It's short. And the rebound to Homestead. Curry takes it off the glass, dribbles it front court. Wolfkale, right wing to the elbow. Up top to Curry. Curry steps up to the top of the key, then kicks it out to Wolfkale, who dribbled to the foul line, pull up, shoot it, 15 feet. Got a good bounce off the rim and counted for Jacob Wolfkale. First points of the second half for Homestead. That breaks the 9-0 run here in the third quarter by Columbia City. Eagles with a 26-25 lead and have the basketball. 4:30 on the clock. It runs here in the third quarter. Parker Hazen, right sideline Parrish, bounce pass. Back to the basket was Brocken Hazen, but he's 15 feet out. He'll back in. He'll spin down the low block, get right around Parker Mangus, and put it in. 28-25. It's a new Columbia City team here in the third quarter. And against full court pressure, Ferguson threw the ball, and Hazen with his length went up and deflected it out of bounds. 4:05 left, third quarter. Columbia City 28, Homestead 25. Front court, corner pass, Ferguson launches, didn't get it. Rebound though to Durnell. Homestead keeps possession. Curry between the circles, Wolfkale. Right side, Durnell flips on the wing to Curry. He'll drive down the lane, lost the handle, got it back, puts it up with the left hand, no good. And the rebound underneath to Columbia City. Bechtold on the dribble to the right angle. Bounce pass, low block, goes to Parker Hazen, skips it. Left wing, it's Benedict. His three off the mark, but an offensive rebound. A big one by Carson Reed of Columbia City. Underneath, Hazen got it. Hazen scores it. Brocken Hazen puts Columbia City up 30-25. He's got a dozen, matching his uniform number. Against the press, Curry gets it middle of the floor and got bumped. A foul on Columbia City. Carson Reed guilty of the first team foul against the Eagles here in the second half. 3:17 on the clock, third quarter. Columbia City has erased a 23-17 halftime deficit and now leads at 30-25 over Homestead. Taj Curry slowly on the dribble to the left wing, now drives, floats up a teardrop, bank, no, got his own rebound, puts it up a second time, and that one's off iron. Rebound to Brocken Hazen of Columbia City. Backcourt, Bechtold on the dribble through the middle of the floor. Bechtold crosses over, takes it left, throws on the wing to Benedict. He'll dribble to the center. Hand it off to Reed, right wing to Bechtold, back up top of the key to Reed. He'll take it to the elbow, down to the low block, and spin back out to the corner. Top of the key to Parker Hazen. He looks down low and will lob it for Brocken. It's tipped to the corner. Bechtold has it for Columbia City. Drives, top of the key, Reed, extra pass left wing to Benedict. Pump fake at the elbow, and his jumper is an air ball, but a save underneath by Carson Reed, and he threw it off of Homestead. It goes out of bounds. What hustle by Carson Reed, the 5'10 senior spark plug off of the Columbia City Eagles bench. Crowd gives him a nice hand. The fans that have made the trip over from Columbia City down Highway 30, and a pretty good crowd here at Homestead tonight. Not a good crowd for Homestead, but a good crowd of Columbia City fans. Drive down the lane, Brocken Hazen the layup. 14 for the big man for Columbia City. It's a 7-point advantage, the biggest of the night for the Eagles. 32-25. It's a 15-2 run here in the quarter. And as Wolfkale drives into the lane for Homestead, he was held by Carson Reed. Reed picks up his second and the second team foul on the Eagles here in the second half. 2:03 remains, third quarter. 32-25, Columbia City. Corner, Mangus open. His three is off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Jordan Bechtold, 5'10 junior. Between the circles, he throws right side to Spencer Klimek. Klimek in for the first time here in the second half for the Eagles. Posting, Hazen dribbles into the lane, puts it up with the left hand and left it short off the front iron. Rebound Homestead. Minute and a half to play, third quarter. Spartans down 7. Curry at the foul line. Out on the wing, Wolfkale toward the corner, crosses over, dribbles into the lane, then flips it up to the foul line to Durnell. On the wing to Mangus, and he'll drive into the lane, throw it baseline to Durnell, who misses 15 feet out from the right baseline, and the rebound to Columbia City. Parker, Hazen, Klimek, down low block, Brocken skips it, far corner, Bechtold open, Bechtold for 3. 10-point advantage for the Eagles, 35-25, 18-2 the run here in the third quarter, and a turnover on an over and back. Against full court pressure, Homestead just gave the ball back to the Eagles. They threw it to Curry, who was in the center circle, already in the front court. He went up, made the catch in midair, and came down in the backcourt. Last 50 seconds of the third quarter, it's been a nightmare quarter for the Homestead Spartans. Columbia City 18-2 here in the third. Foul line, Reed, low post pass goes to Hazen. He out-muscles Ferguson to put it in underneath with two hands. 37-25. Front court, Homestead breaks the press. Curry, top of the key. Left wing, Durnell, corner, Ferguson, his three, nothing but net. 37-28, last 19 seconds of the third. Eagles the lead in the ball. Bechtold across the timeline. Down to 10 seconds. Reaching in, stealing it is Wolfkale of Homestead. Lead pass, Durnell. Hands to Curry. Curry has 4 seconds. Skips it to Ferguson. Top of the key. 3 is no good, and the horn sounds, ending the third quarter. A 20-2 run in the quarter propels Columbia City to a lead heading to the fourth. 37-28. Eagles leading it over the Spartans. It's high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
We lost our home in a fire. We have nowhere to go, and I'm afraid.
Dial 211 for help. Calls are free, and our trained specialists are waiting to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All it takes is one number to find help.
I need childcare for my daughter so I don't lose my job.
My mother was diagnosed with cancer and needs a hospital bed.
Dial 211 to find help. Our specialists work with you to determine your needs and help you navigate more than 4,000 social service programs in northern Indiana.
I lost my spouse, and I need help finding grief counseling.
I need food for my family, and I don't know if I qualify for food stamps.
Dial 211. United Way's 211 Center serves 19 northern Indiana counties and helps residents find information on services such as food, clothing, utility assistance, housing, and so much more. 211. One number, one easy way to find help.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Columbia City Eagles outscored Homestead 20-5 in the third quarter. Eagles lead at 37-28 as we start the fourth. Homestead with the basketball, right to left, the home white uniforms for the Spartans. There's a give and go, driving the lane. Wolfkale, count the basket, a whistle and a foul on Columbia City. The foul is on Columbia City's Spencer Klimek, 6-foot senior. One of 11 seniors on the Columbia City roster, and trying to finish a three-point play. Wolfkale gets a kind roll off the iron. 37-31, double figures for Wolfkale. He's got 11. And leads the Spartans. Backcourt, Benedict against Wolfkale, gets in the timeline, and then a bump and a foul. And it's called on Jacob Wolfkale, his third for the Homestead Spartans. Well, he not only leads the Spartans in points, But now he is even with his teammate, Brandon Durnell, with 3 fouls each. That's the second team foul on Homestead. And now they pick up team foul number 3 on the perimeter. Taj Curry with a bump. And I think Curry might have just picked up his third. It is 3 on Curry on the third team foul. So 3 Spartans with 3 fouls here early fourth quarter. 37-31 game. Columbia City leads it and will inbound. Foul line extended front court. Low block. Hazen between 2 Spartans. Missed it, but he went right back up and tipped in his miss. Brocken Hazen, 18 points. A minute into our fourth quarter, 39-31. Columbia City the lead. Homestead the basketball. Wolfkill splits the circles, throws left to Mangus. Down low, Durnell, and as he goes up, caught on the wrist by Warwick, and Robert Warwick will be guilty of the foul, putting Brandon Durnell to the free throw line to shoot 2. Brandon Durnell is a 6'6" junior forward, good at the foul line. 39-32. Homestead still trailing by 7 with 6:50 remaining. Durnell flips it and got it. 39-33, 6-point game. Homestead sets up full court press out of the made free throw. Warwick gets the inbound. He'll dribble all the way to the front court, down the lane, give on the cutter. Right wing is Hazen, and Hazen lays it in. Brocken Hazen with 20, and it's an 8-point advantage for the Eagles, 41-33. Now the Eagles with the full court. Bounce pass through the middle of the floor. Ferguson behind the back. The pass down low to Wolfkill, and he got rejected on the layup. It goes to Columbia City. Benedict. Front court, high post. Parker Hazen. Warwick on the wing. Between the circles to Benedict. Left side to Andrew McFarland. Down low. Shot missed. Rebound Homestead and Taj Curry. Quickly down the lane to the basket. Put up the left-handed layup. It was rejected by Brocken Hazen, but a foul down low called on Columbia City's Robert Warwick. 3 now on Robert Warwick of Columbia City on their 15th foul. 6:06 remaining. 41-33. Taj Curry, the left-handed senior, at the line to shoot a pair. Good on the first. Quiet night for Taj Curry. Just 3 points for the Spartans. That equals his foul number. 41-34. And now Curry will try to make it a 6-point game. And does. 41-35, 6:06 left. Token pressure as Homestead will try to attack as they dribble into the front court, maybe create a trap, but Columbia City, well coached, breaks it, and then throws the ball away. Durnell, lead pass, Curry, and as Curry got to the baseline, his feet went out from under him, and it turns it over. Can't do anything about it. His feet just slid out from under him. High post read, backdoor cut, Hazen to the basket, and an offensive foul called on Brocken Hazen. Fans don't like it. Official underneath felt there was too much contact, and Hazen picks up the foul. It's his first and the 6th on the team with 5:36 remaining in the game. Columbia City leading by 6. Now Homestead with the basketball. Back court, Mangus gets it into the front court to Wolfkill. Right wing, Jacob Wolfkill. Up top to Parker Mangus. Curry will pop up top of the key, take the pass from Mangus, dribble up to the elbow. Bounce pass, backdoor Durnell, outside to Wolfkill. Drives into the lane. Kick out, right wing Mangus. Got it for 3. Penetration into the lane and the kick out for the 3 ball. The 10-toed 3, as you hear IPFW coach Sean Kaufman talk about it so often. 41-38, last 5 minutes. Hazen drives as he goes up. He had a Spartan on his arms. And a foul. Looks like Jack Ferguson will be guilty for the Homestead Spartans. Fourth team foul. This is shooting foul. So Parker Hazen will step to the free throw line with 4:56 left. And a three-point advantage for Columbia City, which Hazen will try to add to. No good on the first to two. Parker Hazen is the junior, 6'7". Brother Brocken, the senior, 6'8". Trying to make it a two-possession lead. Parker Hazen good on the second free throw. 42-38. 5 in the game for Parker Hazen. 4:50, the clock runs as Homestead gets front court. Curry, open three from the left wing. Missed it. Rebound tip toward the corner. Saved by Homestead. Curry has the left wing. Into the lane. A kick out Wolfkale. His three ball way long. Caught some backboard. Offensive rebound Durnell. The putback with the right-handed jump hook. No good. And this rebound to Columbia City's Parker Hazen. 4.5 minutes left. 4-point lead for the Eagles. Benedict, high post, Warwick outside to Bechtold. Bounce pass, high post, Warwick, left wing or right wing. A three ball, good by Benedict. Matt Benedict puts Columbia City up by 7, 45-38. Double figures for Matt Benedict. He's got 13. Durnell, he got a good look at a three, and he'll hit it from left of the circle. Big man for Homestead showing range. 45-41, 3:50 left. Alley-oop down low, and it gets to Hazen who puts it in. Lobbed it right over the top of the defense. Hazen went high, never came down with the ball, just laid it over the iron. And it's 47-41, 7 in the game now for Parker Hazen, and a timeout called by Columbia City. With 3:43 remaining, it's a full timeout. We'll take a break. The Columbia City Eagles lead it over Homestead, 47-41. High school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Remember when a small business needed a landline? Today, landlines are a thing of the past with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. On the road, at the beach, or at home, Grasshopper helps you grow your business. Get all the features of a business phone system and the freedom of a cell phone with our iPhone and Android apps. Features include multiple extensions for your team, calls forwarded to your mobile phones, voicemails transcribed and emailed, and so much more. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
A lot of fun on today's Sports Rush. If you missed it, you missed. Gary Graham, coach of the Comets, talking about the Comets' hot streak and how this is All-Star Week without the All-Star game. Kind of an interesting quirk in the ECHL schedule. And then also Kristen Airy, the TV voice of the Indiana Pacers, joined us from Phoenix. Reggie Hayes from the News Sentinel. It's more of what you can expect tomorrow on the Sports Rush, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6, local sports on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM. Three from the right wing by Mangus, no good. The long rebound goes out of bounds in the corner, and Mangus the last to touch it. So Columbia City gets the ball with a 6-point lead and 3 minutes, 26 seconds remaining. We're at Homestead High School. Columbia City looking for their 12th win in 16 games. They trailed the entire first half and were down 23-17 at the break. Pass front court, knocked away from Benedict. Homestead comes away with a steal with 3:12 left. Ferguson down the middle of the floor, flips it out on the right wing to Wolfkale, who gives it up to Curry. Top of the key, Curry throws left wing to Durnell. In the corner, Curry. Baseline drive underneath. Reverse layup, and there to block it is Brocken Hazen. And then Curry reaches in and slaps the arms of the senior from Columbia City. The fifth foul called on Taj Curry, or on Homestead. So Columbia City will take the ball out. On Curry, it's foul number 4. That looked like frustration. personified for Taj Curry. Had his reverse layup blocked, and then when Hazen came over with the ball, Curry reached in, gave him a pretty aggressive slap on the arm. Almost a steal, but Columbia City gets the ball back against the full court press. In the front court, Benedict. Posting is Reed. He took a travel. Bounced it, took a step into the lane, and the other foot came out before he knew what he wanted to do with it. A turnover for Columbia City gets it to Homestead in a 6-point game. 47-41 with 2:43 left. Homestead moving right to left. Spartans coming off the win against Snyder. They got a big conference game Friday against Northside. Ferguson a three. Didn't get it from the left wing. Rebound tip. Grabbed by Columbia City's Parker Hazen. The 6'7 junior dribbles it all the way to the front court. Top of the key to Benedict. Skip pass, left wing, right wing goes to Reed, and there was a little bit of a collision, but Reed holds on to the basketball. No whistle. Teams play on. Warwick double teamed in the corner to Hazen. Low post, Reed outside to Warwick. Left wing, Benedict, baseline to Brockenhazen, back up to Benedict. Here comes the chase and a foul. Benedict will go to the line. No, it's the 16th foul on Homestead. So Homestead with a foul to give. And it was Jack Ferguson who came out and gave it. On the floor for Homestead, you do have Taj Curry with 4 fouls, and with Homestead having to commit a foul here perhaps with 2:03 left, no shot clock in high school basketball. Bryce Curry is still out there. Lob pass, low post to Brockenhazen. Outside in the corner to Benedict. He goes to give it to Hazen. Hazen went to cut, and the ball goes out of bounds. Baseline under Columbia City's basket. A turnover on the Eagles. We'll give it to the Homestead Spartans. 1:57 left. 47-41. Columbia City the lead. Homestead the ball. Curry down the lane. Picks up the dribble outside to Wolfkale. He drives, floats it up. Got a whistle. Didn't get the bucket. But the foul on Columbia City. And we're waiting to find out who the foul is going to be called on. And the foul is on Columbia City's Jordan Bechtold. It will be shooting for Jacob Wolfkale, the senior guard for the Homestead Spartans. His team trails by 6 with 1:45 left. 2 free throws for Wolfkale. Good on the first. 47-42. 5-point game. This could make it 4. Wolfkale now with a dozen. And now 13 in the game for Wolfkale as he makes good on both free throws. 47-43, full court pressure. Brockenhazen to Benedict. Picks up the dribble back court. At the timeline, Bechtold throws it into the front court to Warwick. And Warwick's fouled. This will put him to the line. Robert Warwick, a 6'2 senior, will shoot a 1-and-1. The foul on Parker Mangus will be his first. And Warwick with big free throws, 1:34 remaining. Columbia City 47, Homestead 43. Carson Reed, the 5'10 senior, back on the floor for Columbia City. And the front end good, nothing but net for Robert Warwick. It's a 48-43 lead. Warwick with 5 points will look to get his 6th point and give his Eagles a 6-point advantage with 1:34 left. Got it. Homestead quickly, front court, right sideline. Wolfkale to the baseline, back up top to Ferguson. Calls out a play, steps back, faces. Now he'll come up to the top, to the three-point arc, throwing the left wing to Curry. One dribble sidestep, three-point launch by Curry, no good. Rebound Columbia City. Lead pass Warwick. Warwick one-on-one to the basket. He's grabbed by Mangus. And a foul on Parker Mangus, number 2, on the Homestead junior. The 8th team foul will put Robert Warwick right back to the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1. Minute 10 remains in the game. Columbia City trying to improve to 12-4 on the year. Homestead comes in 7-3. The free throw is good. Again, Warwick with the front end. He's got 7 points, and the lead is 7. 50-43 for Columbia City. Second one, Nylon. 51-43, 8-point advantage for the Eagles. They trailed by 6 at the break. Up top, Wolfkill drives to the basket. Collision, and let's see how they call it. Official underneath is going to make the call, and it's a charge called against Homestead. Wolfkill the charge. That's foul number 4 and number 9 on the team. 1 minute exactly remains in Columbia City, an 8-point advantage. Now it'll probably be a foul fest, and Taj Curry's still out there to defend for Homestead with 4 fouls. Over the top, Hazen, two-handed with authority. Brock and Hazen, 22 in the game. And it's a 10-point advantage for the Eagles. Durnell will try a 3. Iron, no good. Brock and Hazen, the rebound for Columbia City. We're down to 43 seconds, 10-point game. And now the Eagles in the front court. Benedict to the corner, back up on the wing to Brock and Hazen. Center circle, Bechtold. Right sideline, Parker Hazen. Bechtold. Last 31 seconds, clock will wind down. Homestead looks like they'll back off. A 10-point lead for Columbia City. The clock goes under 20 seconds. And Bechtold holds it at center court. 15 seconds. Chris Johnson already down, shaking hands with Chris Benedict. Last 9 seconds. Bechtold holds the ball. Last 5 seconds. That'll be it. 53-43, our final. Columbia City overcomes a 23-17 halftime deficit. Outscores Homestead 20-5 in the third quarter and holds on for a 10-point win. Columbia City now 12-4 on the year. Homestead 7-4. They'll look to rebound Friday night when the Spartans visit the Northside Redskins in Summit Athletic Conference action. We'll take a timeout. We'll return here and wrap things up from Homestead. You're listening to high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Here we are, 2016. I didn't make any resolutions, but I am serious about one. I need to get these creditors off my back. And the trouble is, I don't really know what to do.
Call Sabrina Kitsos at the Kitsos Law Office.